What's good, team? Evan here. It's day 1B of the Fallsview Poker Classic, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be playing today. I'm making this video to let my investors know who bought a piece that you guys are going to be getting refunded your money for this event because I'm not playing it, and I want to go through the reasons why. So initially, my plan for the Fallsview Poker Classic 1K event was to play both starting days, day 1A and day 1B. When I called in to register, I said, can I register for both tournaments? And, you know, if I make it through day 1A, I'll just get a refund for day 1B, right? And they said, no, unfortunately, you have to play both days, and whichever stack is bigger goes through and the other one is disregarded. And I said, all right, for me to play both events then is a complete waste of money. What I'll do is I'll play day 1A and I'll pre-reg for that, and if I don't make it through, then I'll just register for day 1B. Right? Perfect. Or so I thought. When I got here, after talking to some of the people in the lobby, I found out that registration was completely full for day 1B and it was sold out, and what they were doing was taking alternates, which means you can register for the tournament, and if people bust out and seats free up, then you can get put into the tournament later. Now, if I'd known this was going to be the case, I would have just registered for day 1B because, as I've talked about in previous videos, the softest day is always the last day. You get more recreational players, you get more last chance satellite players, and you get more people who may have fired multiple bullets, but they're down to their last bullet, so they're going to be playing a bit more conservatively. And we all know that when playing tournament poker, if we can play against people who are scared money or out of their comfort zone, it's going to be a lot easier to get those chips and get stacking. So back to today. I was walking down the hallway and my friend said, hey, are you playing today? And I said, I don't know, man. I don't think so. I thought the alternate list was full. And he said, oh, no. You can totally get in, you know. I put my name on the list. I'm alternate number like 150. And I said, all right, well, what level are you going to get in? Because we only start with 10K chips, right? And he said, oh, you know, you probably get in at the like 100, 200 level, 50 bigs, maybe 153, 30 bigs. You know, you'd want to do that, right? And I said to myself, like, yeah, I think on any stack size in this field that I'm going to have an edge on the field, but how big is that edge going to be? And when I have people who are investing on me, on like Stake Kings and stuff, who are paying a markup, who are paying a premium that says, you know, I'm bidding at this rate that says Grips is going to have a 50% ROI or 100% ROI or a 200% ROI. If I hop into the tournament late and start really shallow stacked, I'm going to have a much lower return on investment than I would if I played from the beginning. So because I respect my investors and I respect their money and I respect their belief in me, I am not going to just take their money and play the tournament on a short stack where they're not getting their full return on investment, their full potential payoff, their full edge with me. So that's my reason for skipping out. I went down to check what the alternate list would be, and they said, you know, I'd probably be about number 200, which means I'd probably get in at the 3-6 level or the 4-8 level, which means I'd start with less than 20 blinds. And even though I can play that stack correctly, I just am not going to have anywhere near as big an edge, anywhere close to the same ROI as I would if I played in the beginning where players are deep stacked. They're going to be making more mistakes, and I'm going to have more room to use all the tools in my toolbox. So that was the investment reasons for why I didn't decide to play today. Because I respect my investors and I do not want to waste your money and do not want to ever take advantage of people who are investing in me and believing in me. The other reason is because I really want to bring it for the 2500 event, which still has a few bids left. I decided to extend the bidding for that for an extra 24 hours. So for the next, I think, 20 hours or so, you guys can still bid on a piece of my 2500 event. I really want to be fully rested for that. If I play again today and then I make it through, then I've played 3 days in a row and I'm going to be pretty tired going into the 2500. But if instead I say, you know what, I'm okay, I don't need to get my fix. You know, I don't need to get my fix. I don't need to get the action. I'm just going to take the day off. I'm going to chill out in my hotel room. I'm going to go to the pool. I'm going to go for some walks outside. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to recharge and take 2 full days off Then when the 2500 comes around, I'm going to be so much sharper, so much fresher, and so much more excited. So my play is going to be better, my edge is going to be bigger, and therefore my result is going to be better. I said coming out here that the 2500 was going to be my main event, and I respect it as such. So I'm just going with the flow. I'm just sticking with the plan. I felt I played incredibly good in the 1100 event. Thank you to everyone who followed on social media and gave me some support along the way. I wrote down all the interesting hands that I played so we can review those in a future video. Tons of great insights, so much good learning material. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. But I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to wrap it up. Everyone who bought a piece of the Day 1B action is going to get your money refunded on Stake Kings. There is still auction available for the 2500, so if you want a piece of my 2500 Fallsview main event, which starts on Monday, get your bids in the next 24 hours. And now with that said, I'm going to give you guys a full video blog later so you can see the whole setup, but I just wanted to give you guys a little preview of the view I'm working with and show you guys this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day that we have outside. It may be winter time in Canada, but we're still working with a +6 degrees. We got the American Falls there. We got the Canadian Falls over here. And, you know, just waking up to this every day, I'm feeling really, really inspired. So I'm just going to spend my afternoon a little bit in here, doing some studying, reading my poker books, and working with my students who have actually made it through to day 2 of this event. We're going to be reviewing some of the hands that they play too. I've had a great time on here. I'm doing coaching, I'm doing studying, and I'm going to, you know, get my walk on and get out there in nature. So, yeah, more videos coming soon. Thanks for the support all along the way, and thank you to everyone at Niagara Falls who has introduced themselves and say, hey man, love your videos, love your stuff. It makes me feel awesome, and I can't wait for the 2500 event. I hope to see all of you on the final table. Peace.